Forced to vote is over. It's almost ancient history in terms of independent politics in relation to the social media, as well as real life politics. In my view, it was not given a fair chance when there was leverage available to pressure House Speaker Nancy Pelosi into okaying a vote up and down for Medicare for all. Um, it was given a try, and there's been a lot of fierce debates, a lot of personality feuds, even more than Jimmy Dore and Sam Seder. Everybody getting worked up because we're all on the same side. And when I say we, I mean the left. I'm talking about myself as a leftist, the people I associate with, my friends, those who are leftists, who feel that way, people I have worked with politically in the past, elected politicians who are actually very much in favor of what we are in favor of, and all the online personalities that been waving our pom poms, um, you know, all this time, and able to compete with conservative talk radio. That's actually, unfortunately, um, persuade a lot of Americans into thinking that things like Medicare for all is not a good idea. And I say we because I have this channel, but I am at this point very insignificant. I'm just watching everybody else. I'm just I'm just watching everybody else, the big wigs do their thing, and just observe. And I'm astounded. But let me just say that we had our chance for force of vote, and we blew it because we didn't give it a chance. The leverage is gone, and it's time to move on and find another way to achieve Medicare for all. But before I'm moving on, let me just say, in terms of personalities, the personal feud between Jimmy Dore and Sam Seder is infantile. I actually don't even know what it's all about. I mean, I've been keeping up with independent left media more or less. You know, you know, I guess 2006, 2007, 2008. I've been keeping up with some of these personalities, and didn't even know for the longest time that some of them had this deep amount of feud on the left, but apparently they do. Which is funny because you know when listen to the Majority Report with Sam Seder or listen to the Jimmy Dore show, where I could tell politically, both Sam Seder and Jimmy Dore, I will argue, are probably about 95% in agreement on virtually any issue. I just don't really see a whole lot of where they will disagree. I see maybe some tactical difference. Sam Seder wants to work within the system, and Jimmy Dore is frustrated, wanting to work outside the system. Well, who is right and wrong ultimately? I would say maybe both. They're both correct. Um, and I listen to both programs depending on my mood. If I want cerebral, well, I guess Sam Cedar and David Packman is my go-to. If I want anger or sarcasm or a combination thereof, there's Jimmy Dore, there's Kyle Kalinske, and there's the Amazing Atheist. Which is weird when I say the Amazing Atheist, because apparently he doesn't like Jimmy Dore, and I think that Jimmy Dore kind of ignored his existence, which is too bad because you know I would I would have figured they would probably get along as well as because I know that Kyle Kalinske and T.J. Kirk, who is the Amazing Atheist, I know that they get along, but I know that Amazing Atheist is not a fan of Shank Ugert from TYT. But I just kind of ashamed about Jimmy Dore and the Amazing Atheist. 'Cause- Yeah, well, the political commentators on the left fighting is not. It's not really anything new, and it's not even necessarily all that great for unity. But at least there is a degree of substance. Now when it's done on the right, there's no substance. I mean, Mark Levin, Michael Savage, no substance at all. They're both bunch of loudmouth dumbasses, neocon pieces of shit, and they just don't like each other. Glenn Beck versus Alex Jones. I mean, Glenn Beck is a wannabe cult leader, and Alex Jones is basically he's basically almost acts like a Timothy McVeigh full of testosterone, like a powder keg. That's probably not right to compare him to Timothy McVeigh, but I'm just talking about just how he is and everything. But getting back to the left, I was delighted to see Brianna Joy Gray make a case by being aggressive over Medicare for all, and I what I saw from the Bath Faith debate, with Brianna Joy Gray, Sam Seder, and Virgil Texas. Um, all I can say is Sam Seder needs to chill on his attacks on Jimmy Dore. You can attack Dave Rubin, that's fine. And Jimmy Dore needs to chill on his attacks on AOC and Bernie Sanders. Because Bernie Sanders and AOC are doing the best they can. We just all need to find a cogent and intelligent way to achieve Medicare for all. That's what we need to do, all of us on the left. Whether it's just people, ordinary people with no platform, whose heart are in the right place, knowing what's right, trying to go and push for Medicare for all, or whether we're talking about people who are elected politicians, or people who are in the independent media, or even the very few who are in the mainstream media. And of course, we're sad about those who are in the mainstream media that would argue for Medicare for all. Um, get got to be a little worried for them, because if they get a little bit too aggressive about it, they get in trouble. I've told y'all before what happened with places like MSNBC firing troublemakers that they don't like. Like Ed Schultz, who was a proponent of Medicare for all. Jesse Ventura, Phil Donahue, both of them for Medicare for all. But in their cases, they were fired for being opposed to the Iraq War, whereby Ed Schultz was also opposed to the Iraq War. But the point I'm trying to make is, whenever you make it into the mainstream media, they are going to do what they can to knock you down a bit. Some people some people kind of were able to break through the odds and make it. Crystal Ball from the Hill Rising, she's able to make her case for Medicare for all and not be hassled too much by the powers that be. But if we on the left, and it's so sad in America, is a one-sided issue to be for Medicare for all. It shouldn't even be a left-right issue. Historically, Germany became the first country in the world in 1881 to develop a universal healthcare system. It was done under the conservative government of Otto von Bismarck. During the World War II, the Conservative Party in Great Britain, along with the British Labour Party and the Liberal Party, all co-endorsed the Beveridge Report. And the Beveridge Report made recommendations. Lord Beveridge from the House of Lords made recommendations that Britain adopt a national health service after World War II. And so it came into being. And and after World War II, many advanced democracies were able to provide medical care for all. And the United States is in the year 2021, and we're essentially 50, 60, 70, and some cases 100 years behind other democracies that were able to provide such a system and such a reform that's transformed people's lives for the better. It's just sad. And I'm afraid that we're going to perpetually remain in that 1994, 1995 wilderness and that 2010, 2011 wilderness. What do I mean by that? In 1994, 1995, when Hillary Clinton drafted that inept, crappy healthcare plan that retained private health insurance, and the right wing were able to convince a gullible public that that was socialized medicine when it wasn't. Destroyed this healthcare plan, defeated it, and had the Democrats running for cover, too afraid to talk about healthcare again for many years. Again, when they finally got some encouragement to do it, when Obama became president, they went about it the wrong way by adopting a Heritage Foundation plan, Romney Care, it was known as in Massachusetts. And while it did pass this legislatively, it was still defeat because what little Obama tried to do to make it better by offering a public option, the Republicans, who were the minority party, were able to convince the Democrats to get rid of anything that was decent about what was going to be in the Affordable Care Act and keep what was shitty. And here we are in the year 2021. We had 2020, 2021, we had maybe a slim shot of trying to get Medicare for all. And we have people who are basically too tepid and wants to be too cautious about it. 15 million Americans lost their health insurance, which proves for damn sure employer-based coverage is just a shit way to try to cover people. But what I'm afraid sometimes is, what I'm afraid is the stupidity of the American people, because we're going to sit there and take it and take it. We just take so much abuse. Why? Honestly, and I shouldn't say this, but I'm surprised people are not rioting over this. People rioting over less than to riot over healthcare not being available to people in this country. So, the thing about it is, forced to vote, unfortunately, we got to go on, because it's no longer it's no longer a means to go by. And I don't know what it's going to take for us to get there. I don't know. I mean, I've talked to people from Britain, I've talked to people from Canada and Germany and Australia and any other place that has it. And 9 out of 10 people I have talked to in other countries think that we're insane for not having this system, their system of healthcare. And they're correct. We are unfortunately very insane as a society. If you like what you heard, press like and comment. If you hate what you heard and you just like really frustrated and rolling your eyes, comment anyway. We'll have a conversation. Feel free to share the content on this channel. As the First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to inform you, to encourage you, create your own platform, especially if you're passionate about something, because we're the muckrakers of our time. And most importantly, hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, to make this channel grow. And until next time, peace. Bernie Sanders for president in the year 2024.